Hi folks, Jim here at Fifield Farm. Today we got a plumbing project we're going to work on. I've been getting a lot of sand in my water from my well, and it's plugging up my appliances. So we're going to attempt to solder in a water filter. So let's just get at it. Main line that feeds the house is 3/4 inch. And then there's another 3/4 inch. Well, actually, no, that's 1 inch that feeds the outbuildings. The line coming in the house is 1 inch. So we're gonna stick this filter in. It's either a 40 micron or 200. I have a choice of changing the inside filter. It's supposed to swirl the water around. Sand should drop to the bottom, and then the water coming out should be sand free, and then it has this drain at the bottom that every so often you would flush the sand out. So we're going to give it a try, see how it works. I know that's not the correct fix. I should pull the well, put a sand filter on the bottom of the pump. This is actually a Band-Aid for right now. The cost of pulling the well pump and changing that screen on the bottom versus throwing this in here. This is kind of a little bit of an experiment. So that's what we have. The line is vertical in the basement. We're gonna cut a section out. We're gonna go through a elbow, to another elbow, to another elbow, through the filter, to another elbow, and I'm adding a valve to keep the water from running back down from the house if I ever have to work on the filter. Deburr the inside. We have this wire brush tool. Clean the oxidation off the pipe. They recommend closing the valve when soldering. Make two the same size for on top of the piece running across the filter. Doesn't have to be perfect, but Listen to me. Doesn't have to be perfect, but here I am. I'm gonna go ahead and clean everything up. Well, I won't forget anything. Now the next one, we have to make sure that it's long enough. So in case I have to take this filter off, I got room to drop the filter off. So probably is twice this length for here. So 8, if we make it 16, yeah, probably don't have to make it 16. It's gonna have plenty of room. Why not make it 16? We have our shop dog today with us. Would you like to say hi, Briar? It's my grandpuppy. He comes to visit me every day, so he's not lonely at home by himself. So we just call him the shop dog. I have to assemble this because we need a dimension across here for down here. Oh, get a rough idea. These are like unions on here. There's actually internal threads inside here behind these nuts where I could use a male fitting and thread right into the housing, but I thought it'd be nice to use the unions in case there's ever a problem. I can disassemble it. So we'll use the pipe as a straight edge, the tubing. Get me a dimension here. Oh, I could do that, or else I could just, I suppose I could just do this. That's good enough. So about 13 and 3/8. 13 and 3/8. Actually, that's pretty good. So my pipe, I keep calling it pipe, my tube, 12 inches. Wow. Oh, 12 inches. All right, so that works. So about 12 inches. So this is pretty much what we have. I'm going to pre-solder this all up here, and then we'll take it down to the basement, cut the section of pipe out, and we should only have to do 2 solder joints down there. And then we can start testing out our filter. So we want to flux this stuff up good. It'll only stick where the flux is at, so you want to make sure you get it coated really well. Make sure that's 90 degrees. Heat rises, so although I was reading a little bit about these new valves that have less lead in them, they say to preheat the pipe. Also, go away from the seals in the valve. Well, I saw it sucked around, so okay. That would be the hardest part of the whole situation here. Well, that'll do it for our first piece. Well, not the prettiest solder joints, but I think it'll work. And the true test is when we turn the water on. Well, here we are in the basement. We're going to put that filter right in this line. This line feeds the house. This goes on to the unsoftened fixtures, the outside faucets and the kitchen sink and the refrigerator. And this line goes to the water softener. So by putting the filter here, we catch both lines. There's also another T down here, and that T goes out to the barns. So we're gonna try it out here in the house first. If it works, then I might be adding another one for the barn. Okay, first thing we gotta do is shut the water off to the house. Well, let's put some pipe dope on these. We'll get these installed. Spread that into the root of the thread. Hard to see. Well, inside there's two nubs. This wrench fits right in there. Tighten that up where I put that pipe dope. I'm going to use a little screwdriver here for leverage. That should be good enough. We'll do the other side. Make sure we don't lose those little gaskets. Interference threads are never 100%. When I say interference threads, I'm talking about a tapered thread. National pipe thread, NPT. So by putting sealer on it, it helps. But the secondary function of pipe sealant or pipe dope is lubrication. You want the threads to be lubricated, therefore they tend to tighten in further. Therefore, not having a bigger chance of leaking. Okay. I don't think we're close enough to the heat, but we got to make sure that the arrow is pointing the right way. So I think we can go ahead and put this together. Wipe off excess dope here. Our flow is coming up from the bottom, so we want our arrow pointing towards me. I made sure I got the little rubber seal in there first. Probably don't need to torque down that hard on that. I'll touch that up after we get it installed. They're real soft. Like a hose washer. Actually, it's a little softer than a hose washer. Just get it snug up. Now, after some thought here, I'm thinking about swinging this around because right directly underneath is the switch for the well pump. We don't want the water ever dripping down on that switch. So I'm thinking about rotating this around over here. Yeah, I know my valves puts my valve on the back side, but that's no big deal. It's not like you can't get to it. So I'm thinking something like that. I want to try to stay far enough away from the other joints. I don't want to take a chance of heating up another joint. So I'm going to split the difference between this joint and this joint. So we'll go ahead and, not with that pin, will it be a problem getting the water heater out if it fails? No, it'll be good. All right. We got to figure out, we cut this and let the water run. There's pressure in it. Oh, I think what I'll do is, you guys can't see this far down. Back you up. Maybe that'll work. I will turn off the main is what I'm going to do. Open this back up. Put this hose on my I have a drain for the barn. I notice I tend to do that a lot. I start talking and I don't finish. So This will at least relieve the pressure in the system. I don't mind getting water over on the floor. Part of the reason I'm doing this is because the sand's getting in the water softener in the inlet, and it's chewed up all the seals inside. I had to buy a new replacement head, which that has to be installed as soon as we find out the sand filter is working. So right now I get a huge puddle on the floor every time the water softener runs because it's leaking so bad. Briar likes the sound of the water. I believe that's just the water back feeding. We're going to go ahead and cut this. Once it's cut, there's no going back. Well, that is the silliest thing I ever saw. Now it's air going in, not pressure coming out. So that's good. Having a problem with my tubing cutter. It's threading. There we go. Not bad. Really clean inside. So there must be a air leak somewhere upstairs because that's going to be a problem trying to solder. Okay, the biggest challenge is going to be the one up here with the water dripping. Put my flux in here. Put my flux around the outside of this. This is going to be a challenge because of the water. So we're going to try the old shove the bread up there. Try not to wiggle this too much. I'm going to open this a little bit in case some water comes through there. It'll go down. Somewhere I dropped you. Don't even worry about it now. You'll be seeing the action. I think it sucked. Hard to tell. Now when I turn this back on, that bread, I got an outside spigot right there, so I'm gonna open up that outside spigot so that when I turn it on, the bread shoots that way and not into my water softener. So try that. I gotta tighten these up just a little bit. This is snug. Turn the outside faucet on because it's in direct shot with that bread that's in here. I want it to shoot out. Well, I hear the water flowing. I don't see any leaks yet. I'm gonna go shut that outside spigot off. Okay, water's off. I turned the other ones off in the kitchen and bathroom. Boy, I get a bunch of junk out. But we have a lot of iron here, a lot of rust. So, not sure what I'm already seeing. All right. Now the well just turned off. Okay. I know there's a lot of weight hanging off here. Well, no, not really. I mean, it didn't even move when I took the box away. Pretty sturdy, actually. I don't know if the camera picked it up or not, but when I turn this on, this has a spiral action to it. It spirals the water so that the sand settles to the bottom. So we are leak free. So while I'm down here, what I want to do is flush the water heater out. So these old washing machine hoses come in handy for this stuff. I just leave it down here for the water heater. Not too bad. Try to do this every year. It's a 2014 water heater. Oh, it's coming out clean as a whistle. There was nothing in the bottom of it. Oh, that's good. we're only getting the sand in the house on the cold water. So I thought maybe this was acting like a filter itself, right? The sand would all be at the bottom of the tank, but I didn't see any sand at all come out. Well, there you have it. One sand filter. I'll let you know if it works out or not. I have to replace the head on this water softener because the sand got an inlet on that too. Same with the washing machine, dishwasher. All the faucets are gritty when you turn them on and off. So I'm hoping this catches most of it. So we'll find out. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next video. You have a good day.